we'll just do a little warm up first. Stand with the ball in front of you, legs a little bit wider, and we're going to lunge to the right, rolling the ball across, and then roll it to the other hand. So keep the knees following the line of the second toe, and just a little roll from side to side. Good. Over. Now we're going to swap hands. So as you go this way, you're going to push the ball the other way. So you start to get a little bit of stretch through the shoulder, back of the shoulder, a little bit of rotation. So you go the opposite way. Push, 2 more. Good. Then keep those feet nice and wide. Pick up the ball, and we're going to bend the knees and take the ball overhead. Squeeze your inner thighs and glutes, bring the ball down. So you're going to go over. So nice and wide to stretch if we can. Core really switched on. So tummy nice and tight. And down. Good. 2 more. Lift and low. Now keep the knees bent, keep the ball overhead. And we're going to go up and over to the right and centre. Up and over to the left. Now this is quite strong because of the weight. The weight of the ball is a lot heavier than you think it's going to be. So if you need to, just hold it in front instead. 1 more each way. Over and centre and over. Good. Well done. Bring the ball down. Give your legs a little shake out for a moment. Now we're going to sit on the ball now. So have a little sit on top of it. And we're just going to bounce. We didn't do this one last time. I've tried to do some different things. For those of you that did the ball workout last time, this is a little bit different. So a little bounce. Now as you're bouncing, you're going to do a star jump. So you're going to go out and in, out and in. Which actually feels quite nice, I think. I like this one. Out and in. 4, 3, 2, last one. Then bring the legs in front of you. Make sure we're sitting right on the top of the ball, knees in line with hip sockets, spine really lifted, arms in front, and we're going to do a bow and arrow back with the right arm and reach it. So what's quite nice about the ball sitting on it, it does kind of encourage you to sit up, but also we're working the core muscles at the same time because it's not obviously as stable as a chair. Now let's arm circle. We're going to go up and round. It's a bit more like a chalk circle. Up and round. Good. Up and round. 1 more. Good. Then just relax your arms. I'm going to come a bit more sideways on so you can see what we're doing. The pelvis, the spine is lifted, and we're just going to tuck under and then back. So you're moving your pelvis. So like your pelvis is a bucket of water, and we're tilting the water at the back of the pelvis and then the front of the pelvis. Just getting your lower back moving. Good. Tucking under and back. Now we're going to hitch from side to side. So you're going to lift your right hip and your left hip. So just getting the pelvis moving, bringing it up towards the ribs. Try and keep the ribs really still. Good. 1 more each way. Really nice for lower back mobility. Now let's go all of those directions, so circling it. So maybe take your hands on your ribs and make sure the ribs aren't moving. So we're moving below the rib cage. And round, and then go the other way. Round. I don't think this is very good for the ball actually, so I can hear things crackling under the ball. So it needs a good clean, this patio really. Round. Good. Well done. Take the hands behind the head. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift the spine and let's rotate and center. Rotate. Now as we rotate to the right, I want you to see if you can knee fold your right leg. And up. Knee fold your left leg. So now we've got more balance and stability. Keep the spine lifted. Keep pushing the back of the head into your hands. Rotate. Good. 4 more. Keep squeezing shoulder blades together. Make sure we're not cheating with the arms. 2 more. Last one. Good. Now keep the hands behind the back. We're going to go, back of the head. We're going to tuck the tailbone under again. But roll back a little bit further and take the feet further forward. And then roll back up. And you're going to flex your feet. And then roll back. So going into more of a curl up position. Then roll back. Flex your feet. And now push the sit bones and start to hinge forward a little bit more. So we've got flat back. So we're rolling under. And then push the sit bones back. So feel the stretch into the hamstrings and lean forward a little bit more. So going into curl up, tuck the tailbone towards the knees, keep the breastbone lifted, And then see if we can hinge forward a little bit more. Good, so we're increasing the movement. Keep the breastbone lifted. Pushing back, so really dig your heels into the floor. 2 more. So flexion and extending the spine, dig and stretch those sit bones back. 1 more. Roll it under. Push it back. Now we're going to roll back and stay in that curl up position this time. So rolling it back. So let's bring our upper back a little bit more on the ball. And we're going to rotate right shoulder to left knee and lower back down and extend over the ball if you can. Lift and take left shoulder to right knee and extend back over the ball. Lovely stretch. Rotate and lift and back. Good. And again, rotate and lift. Well done. Good. Let's do 4 more. And 3. Rotate and lift. 2. Excellent. Last one. Good. Roll yourself back up. Excellent. And just give your lower back a little roll. And let's just come back into that seated position. Arms back here. Maybe feet a teeny bit wider just for stability, but narrower for more core work. And we're just going to try and move the ribs on top of the hips without moving the ball. So ball stays still and just isolate that rib cage. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Now you're going to try and squat in front of the ball. So we're going to try and come in front of it a little bit more. So it's on your back and you're sitting in a little squat position. So you've really got your thighs now really fired up. So it goes low to the floor with the bottom as you can. Hands behind the head initially. We're going to stretch out the legs and then see if you can go back over the ball, stretching. And then back into that squat, getting the bottom as low to the floor as you can. Push away through the legs, so push through the glutes and extend back. And then we're rolling back down, bringing the bottom down, nice flat back here. So get as deep into squat position as you can, push through those legs. So it's like a supported squat if you like, but we hopefully can get the opportunity to get a little bit lower, a little bit more range in the hips, knees, and a bit more movement in the ankles. Good, and then you can get that lovely back stretch. Let's do 2 more. Reach it back over the ball. Let the head go back as well if you're comfortable. Now on this last one, if you need to support the neck, keep the hands there. Let's see if we can reach the arms now and just get a full stretch over the ball. Deep breath in there. Exhale and come back down. Excellent. Let's push off the ball now. We're going to bring the ball in front of us, just standing. So we've got it on the fingertips. Soften your knees. We're going to do it like a roll down. So you're going to drop the chin to the chest, pull back through the ribs, roll down, and then push the ball away and flatten out your back. So sit bones up, stretch through the shoulders and the upper spine. Tuck the tailbone under, softening the knees, and roll the ball back towards you, rolling your spine back up. Good. And again, rolling down, push away and stretch, and roll it back up. Good. So technically a roll down. Now we're going to stay here this time. Stay in that lovely stretch. And I want you to lift the heels up, calf raise, and down, and then the toes up. So just rock back and forward. Heels up, toes up. 2 more like that. Heels up, toes up. 1 more. Good. Now see if you can straighten the legs a little bit more, but keep that flat back. Keep the arms reaching on the ball. Take the feet a tiny bit closer and take your right leg back behind you. Now keep the back flat, keep the elbows in line with the ear, so you've got a lovely long back neck, and we're going to lift that back leg off the floor. You can go wider with the hands on the ball if you like, and lift. So there's a fine line between normal balance here, because the ball is going to start to move around a little bit, so maybe come wider on the ball if you need to. Good. So we can't really use the ball much for stability. 2 more. Up. Good. Now see if you can keep that leg up, and we're going to bend the supporting knee. I think this is harder than normal balance actually. Bending the supporting knee and straightening it. Bend it. So lots of core work. Bend it and straighten it. Last one. Good. Bring that leg in. Roll the spine back up. As you see, I wasn't demonstrating that terribly well. And let's roll down. We've got the other leg to do now. So legs a little bit closer. Nice flat back. Take your left leg behind you. So don't rely on the ball too much. You want to squeeze the bottom and lift that back leg. So supporting on the right leg. The knee can be bent. Squeeze the bottom, lift it. And if you rely on the ball too much, actually, it'll probably move. So we want to work more on balance. 4 more. Good. And 3. Now keep that back nice and flat. 2 more. Lift. Hold the leg up this time and see if you can bend your supporting knee a little bit more. And straighten it. And bend it. And straighten it. Just 2 more. Keep the back leg lifted. Glute working. Last one. And lift. Good. Leg down. Roll the ball back in. Ooh, well done. Give your arms and your shoulders a little shake out. Excellent. We're going to lie on top of the ball now. So what you might need to do is come back a teeny bit, because as you lie on it, you kind of end up rolling forward a bit. So let's try and have our chest, so kind of chest and abdominals on top of the ball. Arms just down, sort of like you're in a 4-point kneeling position. Now you can adjust this. We're going to start lifting the leg first, again like we just did, but make sure the back doesn't move, so it's stable. Lift your belly button away from the ball, squeeze the bottom. Now this is the most stable position. If you can, I want you to roll forward a little bit more, so we're kind of more under the pelvis now. Shoulders are still under the hips. Good. Then I want you to turn those legs up from the hips, and we're going to squeeze the legs together and take them apart, little straddle. Squeeze them in, squeeze them out. Keep the back of the neck nicely working, glutes working. Squeeze the legs in and out. 4 more. In and out. Good. Little straddle. Keep that turn up the leg if you can. Good. Now let's go into heel beats. Keep tummy lifted, and we're going to go quicker. We're going to go in. Press. Quicker movement. Stretch those legs longer. 8, 7, 6, 5. Those glutes starting to burn, hopefully now. And relax. Good. Just let the legs drop and rest for a minute. Then we're coming back into the same position. So deep breath in. Tummy tight. Roll yourself forward a little bit more. We're going to go swimming with the legs now. So as one leg goes up, the other goes down. Swimming the legs. Again, work the glutes. I want you to get as little movement through the pelvis on the ball as possible. Squeeze and stretch. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the legs relax down again for a moment. Just have a little stretch over the ball. Let the head go. There's a lot of neck work in this one as well, because we've got to keep the head lifted all the time. Last little set now. So again, come forward. We're going to bend the knees and take your heels together. We've done this one lying on the floor before. Squeeze the bottom and try and lift the knees higher and lower them down. Lift them up, lower them down, which I like to call glute crunches. We lift and lower. Squeeze. 3, 2. Last one. Now hold it up. Pulse it for 8, 7, 6. Keep the ball as still as you can. 4 more. 3, 2. Don't let that lower back move. And relax. Take the arms down. And so we're going to tabletop here now. So again, you can adjust the position of the ball. We're going to try and lift the right arm and the left leg. And lower. Left arm, right leg. And lower. So working opposite sides. So you might want to come higher with the ball to the chest or lower. Again, just adjust the ball to help feel more comfortable. It's not an easy exercise, this one. And I find this really tough. I've got quite a big ball. That's why I've got the other one with me, because I kind of need something a little bit in between the two, really. 1 more on each side. So the size of the ball that we work with is really important. We should, when we're sitting on it, have knees in line with hip sockets. Good. Now, see if we can roll forward a little bit more now. So you're going to come more into a plank position. So your ball's going to be more underneath your knees now, sort of that kind of area if we can. Now press ups. Take the hands a bit wider. Shoulders strong. You're going to go into a press up, but as you do, allow yourself to seesaw, so the legs are going to lift. So keep a little bit of glute work and up. Tummy in tight, and we're lowering down. Seesawing movement. This is where you start to kind of launch yourself into the sofa or something, so make sure you adjust where you are. Tummy in tight. Now make sure we're not pulling just the chest towards the ball. We want to keep the weight forward, so try and keep your shoulders in line with your wrists. Don't let the back sink, so abs in strong. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one. Good. Then see if you can walk forward a little bit further again. You might want to take the legs a bit closer for this one. And we're going to try and round the spine like a cat stretch as you pull the knees towards the chest. Let the head drop and then pull back to your plank again. Pulling in, rounding, and then stretch back to your plank. So let the head drop, pull the knees in, round your spine. Think of cat stretch for those lower abs, really pulling and drawing in. Pull and back. Good, 2 more. Pull it in, stretch it, that last one. Pull. Good, well done. And walk the hands back towards the ball. Just have a nice little rest over the top of it now. Let everything just stretch. Good, take a deep breath in there. Give your hands a little rub if you're on the floor outside like me, which you're not, so you'll be fine. Good, let's come off the ball now. Now, you might need a mat for this one. We're going to come onto our side. In a minute we'll be lying down. Actually, you might be all right for this one. We're going to try and lie on our side on the ball. Now, I would take your legs into kind of like a split position. So your top leg goes forward and your bottom leg goes back. And we're kind of leaning our arm over the other side of the ball. Bring your arm over and stretch. And then see if you can lift up away from the ball. Now, you can use your bottom arm to support you. Keep the elbow by the ear. If you can, lift the other arm off and swap. So the bottom arm lifts. So we go down and over. And then tummy in tight and see if you can lift. And down. Or you could, so really dig those feet into the floor. Bottom hand can come towards the temple. And we can try and lift away that way. And over. And lift. My feet are slipping a bit. You can dig the feet into a wall or a chair if you've got one there, which stops the feet from slipping. I'm going to try and dig my feet into this little crevice here. Good. So trying to just lift away from the ball. Good. Now take the top hand behind the head now. Bring the legs a little bit closer together now, one on top of the other if you can. And we're going to lift that top leg and lower it. Make sure the pelvis doesn't move. So your ball is good feedback now. We don't want the waist to drop. So again, loads of balance and stability. Up. Reach through that heel. 4 more. Up. And down. 3. 2. See if you can hold that leg up now. Pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5. High as we can get it. Keep tummy in tight. 2, 1, and relax. Good, let's change sides. Lying on the other way. So again, lots of neck flexor work here. So let the head just drop to the floor if you need to. So let's split the legs, front, top leg forward. Bring the arm over and stretch right over the ball. Then we're going to try and lift away from the ball. And lower over. Make sure the elbow stays by the ear and lift. And lower. Tummy in. So make sure we stack, just like we would be if we were doing anything on side lying on the floor. Then see if you can lift that bottom arm. Now you probably won't get as much range of movement. Again, you need to be able to dig your feet. This is best with the feet against the wall. And then you'll get some really good movement. Maybe use your bottom hand to help you. If you can't dig your feet into anything. Or hand off the ball for even more work. But again, if your feet slip, I can't really do that at the moment because I've got nothing to dig my feet into out here. But it's another way to work, just holding on. I quite like having my hand on the ball so I can just really get a good lift. 2 more, so feel it in the waist. Last one, we're going to stay over the ball now. Hand back to the floor to stabilise you. Bring the legs on top of each other. So again, we want to try not to move on the ball. Hand behind the head now. Stretch and reach that top leg away and lift it. Now this is where you'll feel which side is better. Stability-wise, because I feel a lot more wobbly lying on my left side than I did when I was on the other side. I felt quite stable. Lifting as high as we can. Loads of core work. Good. Stretch that leg away and lift it. And lower it. 3. 2 more. Strong centre. Last one. Hold that leg up and we're going to pulse it for 8. 7. Try not to let the ball move. 4 more. Don't let the pelvis move. 2. 1. And relax. Good. Bend the knees. We're going to come onto our back now. So grab a mat if you need one. And we're going to rest our legs, our feet on top of the ball. So bring your ball where your legs are. I'm going to take my trainers off for this one actually. And we're going to lie back down on our back with our heels resting on the ball. Or you can have the whole foot if you want to. And we're going to spine curl. So arms just relax by your side. Imprint the spine, release the tailbone, and start to lift up. And then roll back down. Now for more balance and stability work, arms across your chest or shoulder drop. And we lift up. And lower back down. Good. You can go wider with the feet for a little bit more help and stability. It's much harder. Last time I let you rest your legs on top of the ball, which is obviously a lot easier. So peel that spine away and lift. Feel how wobbly that ball is. Feel how much more the hamstrings are working. Now if you like to work a bit harder, we're going to straighten out the legs. Let's get legs are nice and straight, back hip width apart. Imprint your spine, release the tailbone and lift those hips up. And roll it back down. Again, now if you need your arms by your side, that's fine. Again, if you can, shoulder drop or across your chest. Feel how the ball moves a lot more, so a lot more core stability work going on. But keep that lovely articulated movement, that sequential movement, lifting and rolling back down. Good, 2 more. Lift, lower, 1 last time. Now see if you can keep the legs straight, lift up, take the arms back down by your side for a moment and roll the ball towards you, bending the knees and push it away. Roll the ball towards you, bending the knees and push it away. 2 more. Feel those hamstrings really working. Don't let the bottom drop. 1 more. Good, now straighten it out, hold it there, squeeze the ball, let's pulse the glutes up for 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't let it go into your lower back. 3, 2, 1. Roll it back down. Good, roll the ball in and just take the knees and hips to 90 degrees. Legs together, but heels on top of the ball, arms a little bit wide. We're going to do some hip rolls, tummy in tight, neutral spine. Rock the pelvis and the legs over to the right, keeping the control of the ball moving with the legs, and back to the center. Then over to the left. And as you go to the left, let the head roll to the right and reach a bit longer through your right arm. Come back to the center, roll over to the right and reach a bit more through that left arm. Head turns to watch it. Good, palms to the ceiling if you can. So go and keep that control through your center, rolling from side to side. 1 more each way. Excellent, then come back to the center. Now, if you can, I want you to straighten out your legs again. Take a deep breath in and take your arms overhead. As we exhale, lift the arms, nod the head, curl up, and roll back down. Good. Now, take the ball a little bit further away from you, under the heels, so see if we can go all the way up this time. Now, you can stay with that half roll back, lift the arms, nod the head, and see if you can come all the way up and lift as tall as you can. So basically we're in teaser. Roll down with control, keeping the ball nice and still. Arms overhead. And again, lift the arms, nod the head, keep the ball still. So we want to keep the heels light on the ball and see if you can lift into your teaser. Don't worry if you're going halfway down, that's fine. And roll. Feel if the ball is going a little bit one-sided. If it is, that's our obliques working harder on one side. And roll back down. Good, last one. Up and over. Now whilst you're up here now, bend the knees, hold onto the ball with your fingertips and bring the feet off the ball. Grab hold of the ball, take your legs out in front of you, and we're going to roll all the way back this time, taking the ball overhead. Lift the ball, push the ball away towards the feet and roll up. Now keep that curve and start to stretch the ball towards your toes. And again, rolling back. Overhead with the ball, lift it up, imprint the spine, and stretch. This time we're going to roll all the way back, take the ball to the floor and hold it there. Slide your legs in and bring them to tabletop position. So we're still holding onto that ball. See if you can straighten the legs to the ceiling. If you can, rolling over. Sorry, I'm just going to have to move because my head's gone off the mat and it's on the stone. So ball is here. We're going to lift up and over and see if we can bring the legs on top of the ball. And then glide them off the ball, back up to the ceiling. And again, lift up over the top of the ball. Let the legs rest on the ball And then with control, lower back down. One more if you can. Otherwise, just do a little reverse count. Up and over. See if you can get more of your knees over the ball. Keep that lift. Rolling back down. Good. Now hold it there. Keep hold of the ball and see if you can lower the legs away without arching your back. Bend the knees if you need to and lift the legs back up. Lower the legs down and lift them. Good. Now lower the legs away like your double leg lowers. Lift the ball. See if we can go back to that tease again. So roll the ball up the legs and push the ball towards your toes. Really lifting up. Good. Bend the knees. Take the ball in front of you and take your legs into a straddle position now. Now this isn't going to incorporate our stretch. So we've got straddle position, ball in front of you, sitting up nice and tall. Hands on top of the ball. So we're going to do spine stretch forward. Lengthen the back of the neck. It's like a roll down. And we're going to push the ball away from us. And then start to go into your hip hinge and stretch. You can feel the stretch into the hamstrings. Then push the ball away a little bit more and press the shoulders away and down a bit more so you can feel a bit more upper back and shoulder stretch. And then draw the sit bones down. Pull back through the ribs and roll back up. Keep your right hand on top of the ball. Roll it over towards the left foot. Reach your left arm behind you and we're going to roll the ball across to the left foot this time. And again, stretch it there. Hold it there. Make sure the right sit bone is down. Breath in. Exhale, roll it up. Change sides now under the left hand. We're going to roll it away to the right foot as we reach the right arm behind us. Roll it away. Keep the left sit bone down. Stretch back with the other arm. And roll it back up. Excellent. Come up to sit back on top of the ball now. So have a sit back on top of it. How are we doing for time? I can't even see my watch out here. Nearly half past. So, sitting up again, feet under knees, and rest your right ankle on your left knee. So again, to do this, we've only got one foot on the floor, so still lots of core balance, but we're going to stretch out this glute muscle. So just gently press down on that knee just to feel your stretch. So really similar to the lying down stretch that we do. We're sitting up really tall on the ball, and just try not to, don't push it with the arm particularly hard. It's just very gentle. Maybe just push the knee down on its own. Excellent, good. Let's change sides. Left ankle, right knee. Pressing down gently with the knee. So as you push down on the leg with the right foot, draw the spine up a little bit taller. Good, so you feel it's not an easy one to balance on, so we're still working core and stability just by getting a stretch. Good. Take the feet down. And let's take the arms behind us, clasping and lifting, stretching across the chest, because there's loads of arm and shoulder stability work going on there. Good, nice little stretch across the chest. Relax the arms and bring the right arm up, lengthen that whole side. So make sure we don't lift or move the pelvis. The right side stays lengthened down to the ball as the ribs lift up and the arm to the ceiling. Good, other side, left arm up, stretch. So make sure we're not moving the ball, hips stay nice and still. And back down. Excellent, good. Come off your ball, stand up nice and tall. Just let that roll out of the way for a moment. And let's just do a couple of roll downs. Lengthen the back of the neck. Roll down. Just feel a nice stretch at the bottom. Let the head go, let the shoulders go. Roll the tailbone down. Back up through the spine. Take the arms up. Nice little extensions. We circle the arms around. Spine curling back down to the floor. Water falling that spine. Breath in, stretch at the bottom. Feel sit bones up. Rolling back up. Good. Lovely big circle up and round and back. One more big circle round. Give the arms a little shake out. And well done.